Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IndieQuebec.com interview series. Today, I have my guest here. He's a veteran of the Quebec indie scene. He's one of the most well-traveled members of the Quebec indie scene. The man, I would say, is definitely underrated, and he doesn't get enough spotlight. So it is my pleasure to have here today in the Indie Quebec interview series, Ryan Rogan. Ryan, how are you, man?
Thanks, John. Thanks for having me on the show, man. It's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm doing really good. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Feels like we haven't known each other that long, but really, time passes so fast. We've known each other for at least 10 years now.
Yeah, it is. It's been at least 12 years. The last time I tried to pile drive you.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the old CTW days.
Yeah. When I tried to take your head off.
Yeah.
The CTW crowd.
Yeah. Good old weekly wrestling, man. How times have changed.
The indie scene has changed so much since then in the last 10 years. Like it really sucks that there's not like a place that I can go wrestle every Friday. You know, there used to be CRW that was every Friday, but even if it was in front of 20 people or 30 people, you know, you got to go there, practice your craft. Yeah, you get a rep in, you know, it depends how you look at the business, but that's the way I look at it, you know. So.
Yeah. And there was good matches had in those CTW, CRW.
Yeah,
they had actually great rosters.
Yeah, well, it was awesome because when we started CTW, there was maybe 50 people in the crowd, and then when we did that angle where I tried to pile drive you, and then you remember how many people were at that show?
Yeah,
that place was packed. So the heat that we generated, the story we were telling in the ring, everything made sense, and everyone connected with that. So it was a really cool time for me, and for the people who were doing it with me, because it wasn't all by myself. I had so much help, and I learned so much from everyone around me. So it was a really cool experience to have that weekly rep, like you say, get a rep in every week, So
yeah, exactly. And they were big shows, and we were really like we're saying, at one point I was involved with you, but you were out there weekly for years, especially with CRW. You were a main staple. You were but they were big shows, but it was because it was weekly, it was a bit less pressure than these mega shows,
Yeah, it was because you have the general layout of what you want to do, and then we just go every week, and then we're it's half of it was planned and half of it was improvised. We go with our feeling, okay, how are you feeling today? Okay, cool. And and then my stuff with Nico Marshall was awesome. The story we told from the beginning to the end was it was awesome, man. And people felt it. People thought it was real at one point, and we had so many messages from different fans, and it was what a time to be alive it was back then. So
yeah, you guys had a great connection with the fans, and you could tell you guys were really really good friends, and that you can't buy that, you can't replicate that.
No, you can't at all. And that was the guy that I emotionally and in the ring, and then meshing with someone, everything just matched with him, and it's unfortunate he's not around anymore, but he was a gem. That's what I would like to say.
Gone but not forgotten. Yeah, he was definitely great. So let's take it back just even farther than that. So when I met you, you were a young veteran. What age did you start training at exactly?
Well, I started training when I was 14, and I had my first match when I was 15. So yeah, so I would say it's going to be 18 years soon.
That's it. So a lot of people say, oh, I've grown up a wrestling fan, but you've really grown up being a wrestler, basically.
Yeah, it was a really great time for me because I was really lucky. I was really, really lucky because not a lot of people get to start at such a young age. There is quite a few now, but just for back then and everything, I wasn't sure if I had a shot because I was young,
Right.
I did, definitely. And I had a chance, and I took it right away.
Yeah, to get booked even a year after starting to train, a lot of guys take even longer than that, especially at a young age. A lot of they just won't be mature enough at that age to.
Yeah, there's a lot that plays in factor with that, and I was training I was training for a solid 6 months, 3 times a week, and I was coming along well. Like I was ready. Like technically, like my trainer told me that I was ready for a match after 6 months. I could go out, but due to where I was, there was only X amount of shows a year. So like,
Yeah, you gotta take
that's
how
another
it
story
goes.
that I don't want to get into. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So one thing I did want to get into, we're in Canada here. It's a cold winter. Ryan, you're a veteran of these Canadian death tours, man. Let me
Yeah.
know, how about like the last one you went on? How did that all go?
It was a nightmare. That's why it's called a death tour. There's always something that goes wrong, or there's a series of unfortunate events that happen. But the ride itself, and then once you're there, and then everything just pays off in the end. You're there to entertain, and you're there for a good cause too, because it's like, you're going to the communities, you're going to these reserves, and you're being a role model for the children, to be better, to do something, to
Because they
inspire
really
them
don't
to,
see anything. They get no live
but
entertainment, really.
they do. It depends, it depends on the communities. It
Right.
depends on
There
the
are
reserve,
differing sizes, right?
because this is the First Nations reserve, right? So like, I have a lot of respect for them, and it's like I grew up with them a little bit. I got to learn their ways, and I know it costs $14.95 for a jug of 4-liter water. So it's
Wow.
expensive. So like I know how the lifestyle is, and and being a 1/8 native myself, like it kind of like
You
touches
feel a
with like
connection to it too.
yeah, I feel
To
like a
them too.
connection to it too, and then one show we did, which was a really great experience for me, was one of the reserves we went to. It was the first time they ever seen any kind of wrestling. They didn't know what wrestling was,
Wow.
and I was in a smudge ceremony. So it's this thing that they do with smoke, and then it goes into your nose, and then you like kind of like it's hard to explain, but you just sit there, and then like you're just like everyone's quiet, and then it's supposed to clean your soul, and like and all that. It's like a spiritual thing, and it was
Spiritual.
like, and then I felt it. It was a cool experience, and then I went out there to do the first match of that, for that town, and it was really cool, and I felt really enlightened after. I felt so much better, and doing those kinds of things along my journey and seeing all kinds of different places. That's what's really worth it. That's what's really worth it about my journey, So.
Yeah, that's definitely not the kind of experience you'll have wrestling, like only staying in urban areas like a Montreal or Toronto.
That's why I don't stay here, to be honest with you. Like that's why I decided. I'm like, look, if guys like, I don't mean to name drop everyone, but like Kevin, Sammy, Matt, all those guys that made it, they all went out there. They went.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. And then it's not just them; it's just everywhere. Wrestling's the same everywhere. It's just like it depends how you take it. And wrestling's the same in Tennessee that it's here in Montreal. It's the same drama. It's the same politics. It's the same fun.
You can connect with the crowd the same way. It's an international. It's an international love.
Yeah, it's an international language. So.
That's right. So so I heard through your social media, and we've seen you're looking jacked, man. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm like on this like thing I'm trying to do to motivate myself, and it might sound cheesy and like but it's like a road to recovery, and I'm trying to recover from past wounds, and and just pick myself back up, because that's who I am as a person. That's my personality, I'll fall 7 times and I'll get back 8, so it's a tough road, and I try to I try to be as positive as possible, and I've been working out, and I started doing a little bit of yoga recently, and it kind of helped me. So it's kind of moving some muscles in my body that I never thought that I can move, kind of thing. So it's like, it's cool. And then, it's kind of helping with my posture, and, I'm just like, overall, it's just, I'm trying to be a better person. And so I can go out there and entertain and give my 150%, not 110, but 150,
That's it. Well, I've always got to say, you've always given 100% at least when I've seen you perform. And that's what I'd like to know. So what's you don't have to give your whole game plan out here, but where can we expect to see you coming up in the future?
Man, if borders open up soon, like I'm hoping that things go well. You know, I hope that I can get to travel to places. Like, I don't want to go too much into it, like, but like, it's definitely overseas,
Yeah.
you know, and it could be a big opportunity that I've been waiting for a long time, but I'm just not sure, and I have to play my cards right, you know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of variables, of course, right?
Yeah, of course, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the thing that's just stopping me right now is literally the COVID, you know, to get to
Yeah.
the to X destination, and it's not going to happen for a while. So I'm just going to work on myself.
That's it. Stay positive.
Yeah, the only hint that I can kind of give is I have to do 500 squats a day. So maybe you can get the hint.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So any if people don't know, just give people a little bit of an idea of when you go out on the road, one of these real vagabond Ryan Rogan road stories compared to how, like, you know, a normal guy would go to Toronto, he's gonna rent a car, he's gonna rent a hotel. Let's hear the real road, because I think you're one of the last guys living that real wrestling road lifestyle.
I guess so. I'm not sure, but like, you know, it's I don't drive. Okay, I don't have a car. If I need to get to a show, then I'll do the best I can to get a ride. If I don't get a ride, then I figure out a way to get there anyways. And I'm kind of a lucky bastard, so like it always works out in my favor. But in the middle of it, there's obviously a story. Like one time I went to for a booking in close to Toronto. I think it was in Hamilton, and I got stuck in Toronto because everything was closed because of COVID. So everything
Oh
was
my
closed.
God.
So I was literally the only cat in Toronto downtown walking around with my bag waiting for the bus station to open so I can get back to Montreal. So,
Like
a
zombie
like a
movie.
zombie, like a zombie movie, exactly. So it's like, but I was literally the only person, and there was just like a couple of people on the road, like just fixing the road, or just occasional cop would pass by, and I got kicked out of the bus station because like they closed from 4 to 6, so I had to
But
get
they're
out.
like, what are you doing in here? Get in
Yeah,
here. Oh my
and I'm like,
God.
can I just stay here? Where can I go? And then I get in an argument with the security guard. The whole vagabond experience. Like, yeah, like that's what happens. But
Next level dedication.
I mean, at the end of the day, I do it because I love it. That's why. Like, I wouldn't do it if I didn't like this shit. This is what makes me live. So.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, like you said, you've been doing it for more than half your life. So, I mean, I'm sure you couldn't. What would life be without wrestling, right?
I have no idea. I don't know where I would be. That's what has never been a thought. Has never been a thought.
That's it. Well, you've already had a long road, and I think the Vagabond has a long road ahead of you, still going, man.
Yeah, there is a long head. Like, there's a really long road ahead. There's a lot of things. Like I said, I need to work on myself and be better. And like I said, it's all gonna work out in my favor eventually. I just got to be patient.
That's it. You got to stay positive. Excellent. So, anything you'd like to plug?
I mean, I'm on Twitter at Ryan Rogan. I'm not very active because I never know what to tweet, but if you want to tag me in something, I'll definitely retweet it. You can follow me at Ryan Rogan 165 on Instagram, and you can like my page, The Vagabond Ryan Rogan. And you can buy my shirt at whatamaneuver.com/Ryan Rogan. And yeah,
Excellent.
that's where you can catch me, man.